Good morning, everybody. It is 11 on Monday morning, and I'm here with you, my Monday morning live. And for those of you who are new, I do this every Monday. Every Monday at 11, I go live with whatever topic I think happens to be relevant. It's always around happiness and spirituality and teaching and coaching and, being vulnerable and surrendering and all of it. And today, first of all, there's a couple things. For all of the new people in the group, welcome, 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 welcome. For all the people who've invited people into the group, thank you, thank you. And if you've missed it, I don't know how you've missed it, but if you've missed it, we're doing this whole birthday month celebration all month long, where I get to introduce you to some of my favorite people on the planet, and they're giving away services and whatever on, and it's all for my people. Just inviting. My screen was wicked dark. I don't know if that changed things, but if you invite one person to my group, your name gets put in the raffle, and we're giving away prizes all month long. I also created an event for my birthday. My birthday's March 30th, but we're going to do it on the 31st because I don't necessarily want to be working on my birthday. So we're going to do a live Zoom celebration. And if you're joining us, say hi, good morning, let me know who you are. And so we're going to do a live celebration, and that will also kick off for April, the month of April. I'm going to be doing a Ho'oponopono challenge in my group. I will have more details about that later as we go along, and I will post something about that. But if you're interested, I'm going to do, I'm going to create like a daily sort of Ho'oponopono practice and ask that we sort of start flexing the muscles for 30 days. But before we get into any of that, I want to ask this group of amazing healers and light workers and beautiful people to send some love and support and any healing energies that we want to send to my dear friend Patty, whose mom fell over the weekend and broke her hip. And her mom is very elderly. She's 102, and she's amazing. She's fierce and amazing, and she came through the surgery okay. But I want to send out all. I want to send as much love and good juju to Patty and her sister and her mom as we can. And the other thing I want to do today is I want to send love and peace and prayers to, first of all, to Ukraine and the people in Ukraine and even the people in Russia. And even, I know this is going to sound, this may, I don't know, it may offend some people, but I want to also send prayers to Putin. Hear me out on this. Anything that we see in the world, I taught a Ho'oponopono class last week, and anything we see in the world that bothers us, that offends us, that hurts our spirit. And I think one could arguably say Putin is doing all of those things. Our job is to heal whatever it is in us that's pushing the button. We, as a people, have created some of the shadow leaders in the world. And we've done that because by and large, we've been unconscious for a really long time. Our job is to first stop that, yes, and start embracing, first of all, embracing all of our shadow, all of the parts of ourselves that we judge, that we dislike, that we find irritable. All of the places where we might judge somebody else. Expressly the people that we judge, like Putin, like some of the, I use the term loosely, leaders in our country. I'm not getting political, that's not what I mean. But if there is a person out there that you can't stand, that you loathe, that you hate, that you want to like, what the fuck are you doing? It's your job to heal it and to clear it and to whatever it is in you that you hold, whatever part of that. And if you say, there's nothing I could never do that, right? That the more visceral the reaction we have to world events. I said last week, I feel like these world events happen because they are the catalyst, because they're expressly here to help the world raise our consciousness level. And that's what we're here. That's why it's all of us. That's why we're here. Our job right now is to be sharing our light. And I apologize if my sweatshirt was clicking. I for some reason, I couldn't go live on my computer today. If anybody knows why, I would love to know why. All of a sudden, I just can't go live in my group, whatever. But so if there are places, if there are parts of you, if there are things that you hate in the world, somewhere in some way, it's in you, and it's time to heal it. This is the whole concept of Ho'oponopono. It's like to make right, to make it okay, to make peace, right? And we do it. It's to make correction twice, to make it right twice. And Pono is that feeling of like being totally 100% comfortable in your skin. I spent the weekend really, first of all, sending thoughts and prayers and affection to Patty and her family, and also prayers to the world, right? I keep looking for, I see the heartwarming stories of Polish people leaving strollers on the platforms of the trains for the Ukrainian refugees, or diapers, handing diapers, right? There's so many good, there's so much, the helpers. And I know we feel powerless. And if you're in the position to do so, absolutely donate money and funds and efforts and whatever we can do, we need to do. But I also know if you can't do any of those things, as powerful as sending money and actually physically doing things is sending prayers of peace. We can ask God for grace, but I also know we can change it. We can clear it in us. If you're holding on to hatred and resentment and anger at what's going on, it's the invitation for you to go in, to clear it. That's why these things happen in the world. That's why when we say, why is there so much bad in the world? There's so much bad in the world because as a society, as a people, as a humanity, we've been largely unconscious for a long, long, long time. And this is the year, this is the in the tarot, or tarot, I don't care how you say it, whatever. In the tarot or the tarot cards, there's a card, the Tower card. And the Tower card can often indicate catastrophic destruction. Yes, that's what it is. If you think about the Tower card, it's that card where the tower's on flames and everything seems to be crumbling. And we were in a Kali kind of destructive energy for a really long time. The Tower card is the culmination of that, and it's good. This is what we are seeing, and it's happening because the old ways of being, the old unconscious patriarchal evil pyramid of power and wealth and whatever is crumbling. It is crumbling. Our job is to help that. Our job is to usher it in. I watched a video yesterday on Instagram by Martha Beck. In fact, I put it on my story. So if you follow me on Instagram, go check it out because it was powerful. She talked about consciousness as, she said consciousness was this like pool of water, that we were all just one. We were all just one happy family, right? Kelly, yes, right? Yes, exactly. The consciousness was all this one level. It was water, right? But she colored it blue, and it was this beautiful pool of soup, and we were all in it together. And then she showed how society has been structured, and she sort of had these sugar cubes stacked all up in a pyramid, all up, and it was all stacked up. And she said, now this is what happens when we do consciousness work. And she poured the water into the sugar cubes. And what was happening is the bottom was dissolving, right? The bottom was dissolving and creating this beautiful sugar water. But the top layers had yet to crumble. So they didn't necessarily know what's going on. And I would argue that at the top layer, like someone like Putin actually does know what's going on. And the reason he's being so aggressive is he's terrified because he can't understand that if he doesn't, that if he loses, that global consciousness wins. He can't, right? So in some ways we can feel bad for him because he's very clearly a toddler having a tantrum, and also he's doing terrible, awful, nasty things. So our job is to continue to raise the consciousness. And that's what she said. So she had this pyramid of sugar cubes, and she poured the consciousness water in, and it dissolved. It crumbled. That's the tower energy. That's the Tarot Tower energy that we're in. And frankly, are going to be in for a little while, right? This isn't like, it's not going to get any easier. This is a couple 2, 3 year process. So that's all the more reason, all the more reason for us to do the work, all the more reason for us to raise consciousness and vibes and make Pono in us whatever we can't abide by, because the angst, the fear, the powerlessness, the overwhelm that we feel it's here to teach us. It's like, how high does the heat have to be turned up in order for us to embrace the work? Like how uncomfortable does it need to get in the world before we're willing to be like, maybe it's time to look at me. I said in my email last week, Marianne Williamson's famous quote, the revolution that will save the world is ultimately a personal one. And it's so true. It's so true. And if you've been waiting for a sign, hey, Callie, hey, good morning. Hey, Katie, how are you guys? If you've been waiting for a sign, if you've been waiting for an indication of like something, this is your sign. This is it. Your job is to do the work. And I can help you with this. I want to help you with this. This is my mission in the world, is to teach people how to choose happiness, how to choose themselves, how to shine their light. It means doing the excavation work and the shadow work and the deep healing that takes some time. It takes some space. It takes sacred energy, and you cannot do it on your own. Period. You cannot do it on your own. You need a teacher. I'm that teacher. I mean, you're in my group. I'm that teacher. Let me do this. This is my mission. I would love nothing more than to teach people how to do this work. My energy is big and bold and strong and deep. I can hold a safe space for just about everything because I've lived through a lot of it. And I'm still here. I'm still this wildly passionate. And I'm more passionate, enthusiastic, and more joyful now than I have ever been in my whole life. And I want more than anything else to teach that to you. So please let me teach that to you. Please come work with me. And do our work. Like I said, I'm going to start in April. We're going to do a Ho'oponopono challenge. Like every day, a Ho'oponopono task, a Ho'oponopono prayer. Let's make right? And all the Ho'oponopono is, I love you. I love you. I love you. And seeing each other as in 6-year-olds, right? Let's talk to everybody the way we would talk to a 6-year-old, including ourselves. I love you. I'm sorry for whatever it is that I see that it's in me. Please forgive me for that. Thank you. Thank you for showing it to me. Thank you for giving me my edge. Thank you for showing me how we're going to smooth out the edges. Thank you for giving me my next task to work on. Whatever it is, it's yours to clear. Let me help you. Let me teach you how to do that. I really want nothing more than to do that because we need it so desperately. We need it so desperately. And again, it's going to get more uncomfortable. It's not going to get better until we start doing the work in earnest. This is your call. For the last few minutes of this group, for the last few minutes of this video right now, I don't care when you're reading it, I want you to stop right now. I want you to close your eyes for a minute. Take a nice big breath in. Hold it for a second. Exhale it all the way out. Whatever you feel right now in this moment, let it be okay. Breathe into whatever you feel. Allow it to come up into your heart and feel it. I want you now to expand your heart and see if you can expand your heart into your house, into your city, and that's everybody in it, into your state. See if you can expand it to include the whole country, embraced in love and peace. Expand your heart now to include the whole globe, whether you agree with them or not, whether you like them or not, whether they're your people or not. Expand your heart to take it all in with love and compassion. See if you can allow joy. Say in your heart, really get into the feeling, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And then bring it all back in. Bring it back into your heart, back into your space. Put your hands on your heart. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. It feels a little quieter in here, doesn't it? This is what we have the power to do. I love you all from the deepest depths, bottom of my heart. I love you all. Let's save the world. Have a wonderful day, guys.